Thumbnail. Okay. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is yours truly, Khalif, aka K. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I wanted to drop in tonight and just make a quick, cute video in which I talk about um, making content and why it's a struggle in the beginning. You know what I mean? I want to talk about that. And also, too, before we get into the particular topic, I want to discuss and let you all know to follow me. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. Okay, she's getting settled on camera. But I wanted to remind you all to just, follow me, support my channel if you rock with it. Leave comments, like, and share because it's the only way that the channel will grow. So if you like my stuff, I know that I struggle with consistency, which I will talk about in a little bit. But I'm here and I'm not going anywhere and we're going to keep doing this. So, but yeah, like, share, comment. I know some videos you might not like, but look, if you really like me, just like it and share it, okay? And yeah, thank you for supporting me. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Khalif Now. And my name is Khalif Starks, and I'm excited to be back. Thank you for supporting my other videos. I posted a lot of videos 2 weeks ago, like 7 videos. Check them out. Good conversation, good stuff. Yeah, it would mean a lot if you watch it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about making content and how it is a challenge. So a few things that I noticed so far with doing this on and off for like freaking ever and not really always being the most successful at all, like I haven't went viral or anything like that on my own, is niche audience, right? I feel like my content, I struggle with that sometimes because yes, I am a trans woman, yes, I'm black, but I think like other trans YouTubers, I think that when trans people watch, trans people are looking for different things, right? Some are looking for transition videos. Some are looking for dating videos. Some are looking for sex videos. Some are looking for funny videos, right? They don't want to watch anything serious. They don't want to talk about serious stuff. They're not on YouTube to be serious Patty or serious Sally. They're on YouTube to get a break and be distracted and have fun and find leisure time. So for me, I'm not really that kind of YouTuber per se. I do have a big bubbly personality and I am, quite funny and stuff like that. But it's so interesting because I feel like I struggle with as far as being on camera. Sometimes I feel like I restrict myself because I feel like sometimes when I really show my true self, my raw, authentic self, where I'm like, I don't give a like that side of me, I feel like some people watch and they judge. For example, like when it comes to niche content, by the way, and like, being a trans YouTuber, like on my YouTube channel, I've posted videos where I've talked about trans issues, but I was very transparent. And in some of my YouTube live videos, I talked about trans issues that got on my nerves. Like one topic I talk about a few times on my Instagram page is cattiness within the trans community and how much it triggers me and how much I don't like it. I don't like when girls are catty. It irritates the fuck out of me, right? So I've had trans women who follow me and they did not like what I said. They would try to challenge me in my DMs and try to start with me. You know what I mean? And one of them, I remember I posted a video and she unfollowed me because I guess she didn't like my response. I posted a video just talking about cattiness with all women, how women who are cisgender and trans, that's just something that I'm seeing, that I've always known, that usually if you're a woman and or a femme, cattiness is something that just exists. And in a way, it's just there. I feel like it's a thing where cattiness is also something that is practiced. It's something that that not only practiced, but it's like I feel like women do it because women don't really trust each other across the spectrum. I feel like some women are not girls, you know what I mean? And not only that, some girls just don't like each other. It's like, I don't like you know what I mean? So women are like that. And I don't want to say most, but some are just not girls. There are some that are just not that way. They're not that way. There are girls that are that way. You get what I'm saying? And I remember this trans woman, she kept correcting the way that I said woman, because she was like, you don't know the difference between woman and woman, and I was like, I do know the difference between that. And she was like, well, you didn't say it correctly. And then I checked her and I was like, first of all, that was rude. Second of all, I'm educated. I'm not a dumb bitch. And I told her, I was like, I'm not a dumb bee, if that's what you're trying to be cute in this DM right now. And I checked her because I was like, I feel like you're being cute with me. And I was all like, okay, so if you want to correct me, go ahead, but I think that's rude because I do know the difference between woman and woman. I'm a fast talker, I'm a fast thinker. So sometimes when I talk, even now, I talk really, really quickly. And I be having to like slow down because some people it goes over their head. Um, and I come off as very intense. And I told her that, but I was like, but also too, did you, I want to ask you, did you pick up the message of the video? And she was all like, yeah. And I was like, well, was that message clear to you? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, so your only feedback is the way that I said one man and woman? That was the feedback that I got? Are you fucking serious? And I told her that. And I was all like, I just think that that's rude. And I think you're, I didn't like cuss her out or nothing like that. But I was just like, I think you're trying to be cute. So get out of, like, shut up. Like, girl, you're being fucking stupid. Like, so sorry for my F-bomb. But, I told her, I was like, I appreciate constructive feedback, but I just think that you are just nitpicky. I think you're being nitpicky. So that's just an example of like how for me, when it comes to my niche audience, when I put myself out here, that's why I make it a point to try to give you all of my different opinions and not just a trans opinion, right? It's nothing wrong with being a trans voice. That's not what I'm saying. I do think that there are girls who could just stick and be like a trans voice, right? But I just often feel that sometimes we're not allowed to have all other types of conversations that don't have anything to do with us leading with our identity all the time. Does that make sense? That's just how I feel. And that's not a personal thing. I don't want anyone to get mad at me. That's just how I feel. There are times where with making content, I struggle with like, okay, do I just want to just be a trans this who's just telling you transition stuff? Like, I'm not doing a transition diaries video. I'm not doing this is a day in my life as a girl because I feel like I was already a girl. So it's just things like that where that's just me, right? And to a certain extent, I understand why that content is important. But for me, that's not what I'm not here for that. Like, I already made it through my transition. If I do other things, that's up to me to change my mind if I want to show that or not. I could show that. Like, let's say if I wanted to get more surgeries, I could take you in my life and show you my surgeries. But for me, it's things like that I'm even navigating with myself. I'm like, that's kind of personal to me. Like, there are some topics and things where I'm like, I want to keep that to me. You know what I mean? And not only that, I'm still working out how to keep this engagement. And when it comes to my niche audience or my audience, there are a small amount of people who do like me, and they're always like, just keep going because you're good. And I feel like for me, there are times where I get in my own way because I'll be like, oh, like this video was so good and no one really vibed with it, right? But then I have to slow down. For example, 2 weeks ago, I was dropping videos. I was super consistent. And also too, I got busy, by the way. It wasn't just me slowing down because I was lazy. I got like super busy. Genuinely, I was working and all types of stuff. So it wasn't me trying to like run away, but I was like feeling like, oh my God, like I don't want to fight myself. I just want to do this. But what I'm saying is that some of my supporters are like, you just have to be consistent, right? And it's a challenge because I'm still kind of like, okay, like I'm not getting paid off of this. And it was so funny, like I was just talking to one of my friends today and I was all like, I feel like it might be easier if I was getting paid because at least I'm showing up and getting $1 for my content, right? So for me, making content is a challenge when you are beginning because you have to be consistent. You have to post. They say that you have to post at a certain time. I don't know if that's true or not. There is an algorithm for all social media sites. That is a real thing. And, what I'm understanding is that some videos are just gonna vibe and some are not. Not every video that I post is gonna be a blow up success. Like the few videos that I've done so far, there was a video I talked about misogyny, transphobia, and I think homophobia and how it all basically relates at the end of the day. And one of the videos I also posted was just basically posing the question of if a man is homophobic, if a man is misogynistic, oftentimes he most likely Sorry, hold on. If a man is homophobic and transphobic, oftentimes he also is misogynistic. That's what the topic was, right? And videos like that, people were like really watching it. And I was kind of like, well, I didn't intend to shake anyone up. It's just something that I'm thinking about, right? So for me, it's not just consistency, it's also figuring out how to market myself and post clips and be fast and post 90-second this and 90-second that. So for me, I'm also seeing that I'm missing structure, right? Like structure with posting and like being that person who does this, because that's all people understand. And I think that sometimes as I'm getting more comfortable with doing this, because I love talking. There are times where I'm like, oh, I feel like I want to do too much. And, you know, I enjoy pop culture commentary. I enjoy that, but I also enjoy real conversation. I enjoy the everyday person. I just enjoy that. And I just think that sometimes it just doesn't resonate all the time with everyone, right? And not only that, I also have to understand that not everything that I do will resonate with people. So my job is to not be so hard on myself in that way and just be myself. Um my next point is why I try to keep it authentic. I'm all over the place, but I hope you're following. For me, I think that authenticity is the best thing. Of course, as I share my opinions on things or just my experiences or my stories, um, I know what I could stand behind, right? But I just want to be real and just be a real everyday person and just have good conversation. Um, Clickbait is something that I do see, and I know that that works, and I might even do it once in a while, child. Who knows? But for me, I try to like keep it real. Like I don't want to do something just to get, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, and I also feel like with the clickbait stuff, you know, sometimes you can go off the deep end because you might actually become very successful with the clickbait, but then you have to keep that up, and then it gets to a point where you're not authentic to who you are. You get what I'm saying? You're not authentic anymore to who you are. So it's like you're doing this thing, but you're not being authentic. You know what I mean? Sorry, I kind of like this. Let me put it back. But I got my lace installed, girl. Yeah. So for me, I just try to be myself. That's all I could be. And also too with my friends and when I'm out having a good time and people are like, "Oh, you should show this side of you on camera," and I'm like, I'm so shy because it's like we live in a time now where like it takes tough skin. It does. It takes tough skin. And I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how passable you are. I don't care how successful you are when it comes to being a trans person in these spaces. People, the internet is brutal. They will eat you up. You know what I mean? So you got to be a strong person. You have to have a fighting spirit. Um, you have to have a fighting spirit because you know in the age of social media I believe that we're all narcissists or we all have narcissistic tendencies, and it takes a level of us practicing self-awareness to keep that in check. We all have ego. Everyone has ego. Every human has ego, but I feel like if you are an influencer or you are an aspiring influencer, because now that's the age that we live in, everyone wants to be an influencer because this right here, this device can get you somewhere. It's so interesting the time period that we're in. That this device right here, you can sit up, talk on your phone, be anyone you want to be. You can create who you want to be online. Anyone can do that. And for some people, it actually works, right? And I think for me, I just want to like keep my authenticity and keep my messaging and just keep figuring out what sticks and figuring out what I like as well. Because sometimes when I come up with topics, these are my ideas that I like. And I'm seeing that some people just don't like it. They feel like it's fucking boring. Some people are looking for me to be like a messy YouTuber. Some people are looking for me to, because I feel like they see that. So they're like, ooh, like you talk about celebrities. Oh yeah, you're gonna trash them, girl, trash them. Talk you know. And honestly, some of that is entertaining, right? But for me, I'm still kind of new, so I'm like, whew, you know, I don't want to be nobody on Black Twitter getting dragged. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that where I'm just like, okay, let me just be me and just figure it out and just still be myself and still have my opinion. You know what I mean? So all in all, oh, my last point is that I'm boring. Okay, so I've had some people tell me that I'm boring, in a way of kind of like some of them, not a lot of people, but some are like, this is kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like, talk about more, talk about this, talk about that, and I'm kind of like, okay, on some topics, I'm like, I want to kind of keep that to my show. You know what I'm saying? And then other topics, I'm kind of like, no, like we could talk about this, and it might just not resonate with you, right? Like who I am as like a upcoming, I guess, YouTuber or whatever I'm trying to do here with the journalism thing. I'm seeking one day I hope to like have an actual monetized platform, but I still enjoy having conversation. Like I still want to talk about stuff, what's on my mind. And not only that, I think it's just about becoming more comfortable with it as well. Um, and so for now, I had to embrace. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just be boring girl because I like talking about life. I like reflecting on how to navigate mental health stuff. I like talking about LGBTQ issues. I love talking about dating with my friends, child. I love talking about dating, but I want to start doing more of that content here because I feel like it'll actually help a lot of people. Some of the things that I've been through, because dating and all that is super like personal to me, and I feel like when we make choices in our personal life, rather it be our intimate life and our dating life, people be judgy, and also too, it's the thing of like, but that's also for me, right? Like, there are certain things where I'm like, I want to keep that for me. And I'm not even popping yet, but I'm saying in general, like, some of these topics, rather you are trying to do YouTube or not, what I'm noticing is that certain topics just trigger people, right? Like, I've had friends where we talk about sex positivity and dating, and they don't have the same views that I have, so they get so triggered by some of the things that I think, right? How I'm a sex positive person. I believe in communicating about that type of stuff and just being comfortable and things like that. I have certain friends where they feel like it challenges their beliefs, right? So I trigger them. You get what I'm saying? And we just have to stop talking because it's just like, damn, like I also want to be myself too. So I'm ranting at this point. All in all, making content is a challenge, and I just have to understand that some people are just not going to relate to me. Some people are going to bully. Some people are going to talk their, you know, and I feel like that's just sort of what we sign up for. If you're someone who's on camera, in general, you could work hard and do all those things, but if people are going to have a perception of you, for example, me being a black trans woman, a woman of trans experience, a trans person, a black person, someone who has all that intersection in me, there are going to be people where I could say something and it could be a super positive message, but they will not receive it. It will go over their head because they feel like, who are you to say this? Like I look at a woman like you being a black trans woman, or let's say if I was a black non-binary person or a black gay person or a black woman, a black cis woman, there are people who come and they start coming at you because they don't like, even if you're saying a bomb message, right? Like I had someone where I wasn't even talking about my transness, and they were just like, "You're an abomination. You're lying about." Like someone was like, "Oh, you're lying to yourself." They left a comment, and I like deleted it or whatever, and they were like, "Proves to me that you're a woman. You're lying to yourself." And I was like, "Well, this video ain't even about that. So you're just attacking me just because you transphobic. You don't like trans people. So you just get off my page, bitch. You're a troll. You know what I mean?" So I'm just learning that things like that occur. And, and it's interesting. There are times where, when it comes to trolls and stuff, I've received a little bit of criticism in real life where people were like, oh, because, I'm a tough cookie sometimes, or most of the time. And, when people get very disrespectful, sometimes I'll be like, girl, let me say it back, okay? And, I've had people criticize me and basically say that I'm this and I'm that because I don't take people's stuff, so anyways, making content is something that you really have to just have a backbone. And that's what I'm learning. And I do have a backbone, but also too, I have to get over the fear of being on camera, which is why I am so happy to be doing this because, I like having my own show, and I'm thankful for my subscribers. I just want to tell you, like, if you watch me, like, thank you for, like, watching my stuff. And just know that, like, as I be recording, there are times where I'm working through stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working through stuff. I'm working through, like, okay, like, I got to do this. If I really want to see something, I got to do this. I just have to. And there are times where I'm, like, kind of struggling sometimes, or, you know what I mean? And I think it's normal for some people, not for all people, right? So, that's my rant on this particular topic. I'm going to wrap up this video. Like, comment, and share your thoughts on this. This was such a rant, but hey, it's here. All right. Thank you for watching.